Good evening. Good evening. I think we're there. Sorry about having to miss yesterday. But never mind. We're back. We're back and at it. This is what we did Saturday. Let's listen to that and make sure it's what we want. And then we'll move on to the new one. I think this is alright. That's the plan anyway. Trying to make sure that it stays above the keyboard as well, so you can actually see it. I did go through and make a few changes, not many, not much in the way of anything drastic, but there were a few things I altered. But I think this is alright. I think this is fine. So this is what we did Saturday. As I say, I've made a few small changes, but I think it's what I want it to be. Just one last check. It's sounding alright. I don't think I've missed any of these staccato dots, which took forever to put in. Yeah, that's alright. That'll do. Just come to rather a sudden end, but not too worried about that. Okay, so that's number 4 in B minor. That's now finished. We'll call that done. The next one in G major, I don't really know what this is going to end up like. We've obviously got the key signature because we're in G major. That's decided by the list that we've already got of how these are going to be done anyway. We've got a tempo instruction that is a little bit complicated, but it'll do. Basically, that means it's slow, but not too slow. Always mysterious and sustained is what that means. But how we do that in G major, I'm not yet sure. What we might try, let's just put, if it stays still, let's just put some of those chords in. I think I want this quite low down. So let's actually make sure that that right hand is playing in that bass clef. That might make more sense. Just trying things out here. So that's the note we want. We don't want that though. We only want it to be that 1 beat long. Let's just have a think of what the actual tune would end up being. If we take the top notes of those, so that one, that one, that one. And just do something like that for the moment. Let's make sure that these are actually chords. Question of working out what we actually need. Hey Tortlix, welcome. No, definitely don't want that. It's going to have to end up being that. That's that. Let's sort this bar out first, because that's the one that's going to be a little bit more difficult to sort. No, don't do that. It's going to places you don't want it to go, really. So that ends up with that. This just wants to be something similar to that, but not that. We get that. How you doing, Lex? We want it nowhere near that loud. Yeah, let's just say you play it soft at the moment. We'll put something underneath it just to give it a bit more movement. Otherwise it's going to be very static. Yeah, I'm not bad at all today, thank you, Lex. It's been good today. Sorry I ended up missing yesterday. I didn't particularly want to, but that's how these things happen. Down here, let's... no, not that note. Need to make sure I don't actually write the same note in this hand as I am in that hand, because that'll just cause problems in playing it. Means we can't now have that D. I'll have that instead. No, we don't need to tie it. Yes, that will work. That will also work, but then we'll come down to there. But up to about that. Keep that as that. Something like that. Let's just give that a try. Oh, no. No. That's probably not going to make it any better, but... Yes, I know. I know, it's... Yeah, that's no better. That's no better. What the hell's going on here? Let's try that. Yeah, I didn't like doing it. It was rather a sudden decision yesterday. Family events suddenly happened. And we don't get the chance to do things together very often, so... That has to move, doesn't it? Oh, but that space. Thank you very much for the 10 bits. Very, very kind of you. Now I've got something. All I'm doing is fiddling with it to make sure that it keeps moving, really. Not too bad at all. Thank you all about that space. How are you today? I think that's all right. We shall see. I'm convinced by that chord. Try it as that. I realise all I've just changed one note, but it's changed the chord completely. No, because then that's exactly the same as that one. Try that. What I don't want is for it to be the same thing, basically. Needs to make sense in terms of the harmonic movement. So what we've essentially got is that one that doesn't feel right at all. That one feels very, very wrong. I'm not sure why. Does it want to be that? Yeah. Yes, it does. It needs to be a chord of D. Which means we need to bring all those down one. That is a chord of G, so that can be moved to there. Let's try that. That works better. That flows in a better way. At least I think it does. What do you think? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 bars long. That's going to make it interesting. Got 5-bar phrase there. Just hear that once more and then work out how it can continue. Something. No, don't play it. Stop. Stop. So that last bit is. Then it needs to move into there, I think. To that. Let's just put it in and see what it sounds like once the whole thing starts playing. So there, maybe. No, not that chord. Got far too many notes in it, really. There. So we have to have that. Get rid of that bottom note there, so it just becomes that. Yeah. That's 1, 2, 3. That's another 5 bars. Let's just check it. The sort of things you have to keep doing. Yes, let's just put some bass notes in. That is a chord of G, so we want G there. Oh, what the hell's that? That's a chord of C, so that's chord of G, and then that's a D, which can go back down to yes, there. Is that going to work? Let's just put notes in to start with. Then we can fiddle with them. I think that needs to be an E. I'm not too sure about what this is doing at the moment. Let's just run it from the beginning. timing's wrong, actually. It may be something as simple as that. Because it keeps going back to the same chord, that's the problem. It keeps going back to this. Let's make sure that doesn't go. It keeps going back to that sound. That's an issue. Because it keeps coming back to that, it's almost as if it's stuck to it. Not really what we want. Let's see what it's like under the fingers. That's where it needs to hit E. This movement may not actually take very long, because it may actually end up being quite short. What we need to make sure, though, is that the harmony of it doesn't keep returning to the same thing. Yes, that's better. Yes, go to there. Let's change the rhythm here. Yep. Caught the note and changed it. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's try that. And that can go down again as well. Then it can come to there. Got G and a B there, which gives us an option of two chords. We can either have G major or an E minor, but having G major there would probably make sense because we're going into an E there, so let's do that. Now notice that line's going up and this one's coming down, and then they swap over. That makes it sound better. Let's make that a C. Okay. Right together. I think the speed is alright, but I'm going to alter that tempo instruction slightly. Okay, let's make that a longer note. That, I think, at the moment is alright. Opinions? I think that's going to work. I don't necessarily want this to be anything that's tune and accompaniment, more like the others are. I mean, everything else we've got so far is basically a tune with some sort of accompaniment. This one I think would be better if it's just chords and something happening underneath it, just to keep it moving. It is fairly steady, I think, fairly static. Let's just have a look at it. That's not that difficult to play. Yeah, what's that? That's that. Not too difficult to play, so it's not being able to play it. That's working, I think. It's actually not too tricky to play. Part of the problem with me playing it is that it's on a screen that's almost behind me as I'm playing on the keyboard. Let's just repeat that chord there and then move into somewhere completely different. That's a chord of C. Let's move it actually to there. That's a chord of A flat. Why not just jump onto that? Actually, several reasons why we shouldn't just jump onto that. There, we can reach it though. That allows you to get there quite happily. What have we got there? F8, that'll be fine. That will also be fine, I think. My theory is working. Yes. Yes, but I don't like it. That's the important thing. It works, just, but I'm not keen. Not keen on it. Have a play around with it, see what we've got. That's what that ought to be. So what we've got at the moment is this. We now need to move that down. Let's just select those and start putting those in again, because that'll be the easiest way of doing it. So there to there. Like that. Because it's all so low, it's going to make it difficult to keep it going. Oh, all about that space. Thank you for another 10. Much appreciated. Let's just keep that moving. There. Which means we want actually that D. Which means that's not going to work. Change that to that. We've got an F. We need a D there. The A will be fine. Okay. Let's try that. Just make that full length just for the moment. That, I think, is working. In some ways, you shouldn't quite sound so surprised about it, but actually, I don't think that's too bad. Let's just make it loud for the moment, just to see what it does. I don't think I want it this loud, but still. I like the fact it's uneven as well. It doesn't... All the way through that, what we've essentially got is a 5-bar phrase followed by another 5-bar phrase with a little bit on the end. So it's not just here's 4 bars and here's another 4 bars and here's another 4 bars. Which these are, which this one, for instance, what we did Saturday, is very definitely here's a set of 4 bars and here's another set of 4 bars. It's all balanced. 3, 4, and there's again 3, 4, and there's another 4, and then another 4. And the whole thing is built on that. This is very, very different. This is very different, very, very different indeed. So it reached the point where it feels as if it's reached the end of the phrase, but it's in a funny place. There. As you see, that last chord there that we've got at the moment is in bar 13. Which obviously doesn't divide by 8. Or indeed by 4. So what we can do with that is now start to fiddle with the bass line, I think. Something like that. And actually just have these chords then just sitting there. That's impossible because we've got the same note in both hands there, which is not going to be good. So we do that instead. Then we'll start moving off into a slightly different key centre, I think. Bringing that C sharp makes that chord a chord of A, which gives me with... That's where we are, that's G. Chord of A is there. That's tricky to get back from. You can see that just arrives and it makes sense. It feels as if it's right. What we do need to do, however, is change these so there's a bit more rhythm to it. That can probably come in and be that. Ooh. Maybe not. Let's take both of those notes up. Yep. Yep. By all means, if you've got any comments, any questions, more than willing to answer. keeping it moving is the problem when something is fairly slow. Okay, from there. There. No, I didn't want to put them in. Just want to play. Ooh. We could make that some sort of can we get from there? No, we can't really. Not in that way, anyway. So there's that chord of A that we end on. That's the last thing that's in the music. Actually, we can just have that as an A chord for the moment and just head off back into what we've already got. So we get that note, yes. Keep it, rather than being an A minor, which it would have been earlier on, we now have an A major chord. That'll work. What do we need? We need to change that into a second voice so that we're going to actually select the right note there. So we get that. What was I actually playing? Because that will. Oh, Flint, thank you very much for the host. Much appreciated. Welcome, everybody. I am at the moment trying to write a piece of trolling host. Trying to write a piece of piano music. The alert doesn't help. This is what we've got at the moment. But welcome. How has your stream been? That'll work. It was okay. That sound. That sounds as if there's something not quite right. What was it? PUBG, wasn't it? Did I see from the notification that you'd gone live? Not end up on the tonic note there. Right. That ends up being a unison G there if we don't move that note. So let's move it and see what we can change it to. Definitely not that. Maybe it does need to be there. It just sounds odd. It doesn't necessarily sound exactly what I want it to be. I'm actually wondering whether this is playing it back twice, which is more than possible. No, none. It shouldn't be playing anything at all. That's the important one. Yes, that's fine. Just doesn't sound right. Let's just have a look at it. What's that? That one needs to move. Let's shift that to there. Make that only 2 beats long and then change that. That might help. Maybe we do need the tonic note at the end. Yeah, let's put this back to the piano it's going to be. So it's going to be soft rather than loud. I want this to be fairly gentle and not. Here's a load of notes. That's all right. It's all right as that. I'm going to leave it as that. Now what? Now what? Need to start moving it back, I think. But I want to get to G major at the end. Basically there. I want to get there, not just by going. I mean, everybody does that. Everything does that, and it doesn't necessarily. It's fairly normal. So, what we'll do, we'll stick this down here somewhere. That's what we need to end up with. Make sure that we're using the right clef so we can actually see it clearly. Put that right down there. So that chord sounds like that. That's what we're aiming for. But I want to arrive there in a slightly roundabout route. It won't necessarily be in that bar either. Let's have a look at it. I have to end up there. But then instead of going from that chord to that, what I want to do is move somewhere completely different. Question is where? That's a possibility. This can also be done. That can be quite interesting. Hey, how are you doing, Des? Let's go up in that sort of chord so you get. let's set that in place. What I want to do is actually have that chord, have the G major chord earlier on, and then go to there. That becomes that. So here we get like that, but that doesn't want to be a D sharp. Yeah, I'm not bad at all. Not bad at all. Good to hear you're doing okay. Now that brings it to an end quite nicely, actually, just through that rhythm as well. Still got something to aim for there. Now, to make this feel as if it's not coming out of nowhere, which it does at the moment, we need to introduce that chord elsewhere so that it makes sense. So here we've got an A major chord. Now the silly thing to do is just to go straight to it, but that will sound very weird. Won't necessarily be good. You can hear we need to arrive there a little bit more finesse, shall we say? So we keep that going. We hit. Don't do that. Go to C. C, D. Yes, that's C. Then we go to. We can go to that F. And there, that's a G. Then we need to move. I'm thinking out loud here. We've arrived there. Then we can hit that D. D as well. Ooh, actually, this is working quite well, actually. That's got a D minor, but it's close enough. Yeah. No, not that. That. This won't look like much at the moment. Just make sure you can actually see it. But it'll get to a point. Actually, as I say, it'll get to a point where it feels right. Actually, I think that's it. So let's just play that through and then we'll worry about what the left hand is doing if this feels as if it's what I want. Which it may not do, of course. That isn't right. And there's a bit here that I'm not happy with. Right, okay. That's sort of working, but then we need to bring some of this back, I think. What do you think of it? I want this to be fairly static. Harmonically, it's moving a long way. It's this I'm not sure of. The F is fine. Then hitting that F isn't. So that's a chord of A minor. That should be fine. Try that. What happens if we call that one C? Actually, I don't think that's too bad. Obviously, there's no left-hand line to it at all at the moment. Yes, this is what doesn't work. Need that to be the same three chords as that. That's E flat, that's E flat, that is D minor. So change that note to make that D minor, then that is a chord of F. Which is the same thing as that, so we can... Okay, let's do this then. We do that, that might make it feel the same. Need a chord of D first. Then that needs to be changed as well. Yes, that might work. That should work. Let's come back to the start of this. Don't want the no, not that note. We don't want that note to be flat yet. Want the flat to come in and that chord, I think. That's better. That's better. Yes, and this little bit here is basically a joining together of that and that. Basically the same thing, but at the same time it's not the same. Okay. And when we get there, we can bring that back that's at the beginning of it. How long have we got at the moment? We've got, that's 1 minute, that's 7 minutes into the whole thing. Where are we here? 8.5. Want them to be about 2 minutes long each, so that's probably working out quite well. So this is where it gets tricky, because I've got to write some sort of accompaniment to this. Make it make sense. Probably the safest thing to do at the moment is just to put the chords, the notes in. And just keep them exactly the same. That is a chord of A minor. We won't keep it like this. That's B flat, E flat. E flat, not D sharp. Keep that one long because the two extra notes are basically the same sort of thing. Same thing there. So then we have E flat F, E flat F, no, E flat D. Yes, E flat D F, E flat, F E flat. I'm aware that you can't actually see what I'm putting in there because it's gone behind the keyboard. Let's just move that to there. So we want that to be a G, not an A. D, E flat, F. So E flat there, F. And we've got C, G. We'll do that. Okay. Now that isn't what we're going to keep, but that gives us some sort of idea of what's happening, so we can see where these chords are going. Actually, some of this we probably could keep. But we need to make sure that this moves in a slightly different way, because at the moment all it's doing is hitting the tonic note, which it doesn't. We don't want it to be doing. Okay, that's working. What we need to do is put a bit of movement into it, I think. We can even put some movement into it back there. Like so. Because what we've got through this is a bit more movement. These notes that are beamed together, for those that don't read music, those basically take shorter time to play than these. They're half the length of the ones without. So it gives it a bit more something just lilting along. That we could do with adding some on as well, which would be, actually we can have those longer. Now that's an issue. And here. If we take that down to a C, which is within that chord anyway, and actually move this up to there, bring that down to that note, that might make more sense. Or possibly not. Oh dear. Dear. That one does need to be the actual root note of the chord, which means that this does need to be a C. Does that work? Yes, that's better. That needs to go down because otherwise we're going in, moving around in what are called consecutives, which aren't good. Basically, we just need to avoid them. That is generally moving upwards. That can come down. That's all fine. Where's the E flat? Down there. What we can do here is change those notes to be that. Put the movement actually into the other hand. So you get that. Get something like that, but actually we'll have the bit natural, I think. Try that. That gives it a bit more of a clash, which is helpful, because that means we can then come up doing this sort of thing. Hit that, that. Yeah. Now this here. Let's put that in like that. And actually bring that to there like that. Do that. Okay. It's purposefully not clashing any harmony particularly. Okay. Okay. Now, the thing we need to do here is essentially take a copy of wherever it goes to. All of that. So that's from the beginning. Take the whole thing up an octave. Actually take that bar out because we don't need that. We need it there to start. And we can actually bring back a bit, just I think, to about there. That makes it look better. So, what I'm going to do there, that's essentially an exact copy of what we've already got. We'll keep that for the moment, but then take this ending got there, stick that in there, also stick that up the octave. Actually, we need that to be a little bit later, because this coming down here will be there. We obviously don't need the clef repeating. And then, so we end up with that there. No, not 9 notes below, just 8. That's 1 octave. That's what we want. So, when it comes back in then, this here, what I want to do with this is change it slightly to... So rather than it just being the chords, what I want is it's some sort of... How can I put this? Not quite as straight as that. So that is just straightforward chord. What we could do is actually take that in. So it's a G major chord. So we want G major chord all the way through the bar. But here we have Something like that. D, yes. D, so we actually want that C natural there. That needs to be a triplet. Let's just see what that sounds like. It may sound horrible. It sounds horrible when it doesn't play it properly, but... That's suddenly very different, isn't it? That's not going to work. That is definitely not going to work. Because it's just too different to what's already happened. So what we'll do, this might be a better idea. Actually have them throbbing chords like that. That's the same chord. That is exactly the same chord, so we don't need to actually move that. Oh no, don't do that. See, it's very easy to press the wrong button in this program and find that you've done something that you didn't intend to do. Leave the top notes, but repeat those. Like that. Get rid of that. No, let's keep it. No. That. And change that one. And then that can change as well. Yes, something like that, I think. To that. Probably have to do something with the left hand, but let's just have a listen to that, see what it's sounding like. Save it as well while we're at it. It's the chords more than anything else. There's not really much in the way of tune here. Quite an exercise in thirds as well. That needs to have a little bit more movement on it. It's fine to there. Yeah, so we change that note so it's not, so it just becomes that. I think. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, I think that might be all the notes we need. Now we can start playing around with it and altering things and adding extra instructions. So this is what we've got so far. But just holding back that G major chord is quite nice, isn't it? It feels as if you want it to arrive and it never does. Interesting technique that. So when it does arrive, you suddenly feel as if something's happened. I actually think we might need to put some of this more moving rhythm into it earlier. Fine at the beginning, but I think we need a bit more going on. Yeah, we do need. That's fine. That's fine, but we do need a bit more movement. So when we get all these long notes, I'm actually going to go through and change most of this. So wherever we've got these notes, these minims or half notes, if you happen to be American, we change that rhythm to that, and then these crotchets, quarter notes, we change to that. That. It's alright, that one we need to change. No, it's D major. Actually, we can keep both of those in there. So to that. And that can also be longer like that. No, don't do that. That's not what I want. Tie that through to there, yes. And then it becomes that. Might need to change that last one up a bit just so it flows up to that next note a little bit better. Okay. That one will hold the chord underneath it. Do that. Actually won't hold the chord underneath it, we'll do some of that. Let's just see what that sounds like. May put that back, but Maybe not actually. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. What I do want to do is extend this ending though. Let's take that. That's 3 bars. Give it another 3 bars and take that out. So what we do, we've got G, E flat. Let's see what else we've got doing the same sort of thing. Wherever it is. It's doing the same sort of thing back here somewhere. It's a question of spotting it. There. So that... How do we arrive at that G? G, E flat, C, N. What we want basically is 6 bars that end up like that. So we need to come back here and find out where that G ends. So that's there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What does that do? If we put that in there, I'm not sure about that, to be brutally honest. But having done it, I'm not sure whether I like it or not. It's coming into that B flat chord there a little clumsily. Let's come back there a bit. Actually, it's fine. Actually, it's fine. What we need to do is actually take it up, I think. Take the whole lot up an octave. And that bit. That actually as well. Just listen to that. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do for now. This needs to be slightly altered. Because we need to end up there. So what we'll have what will we have? D, C, F natural. That's what we need. The D is fine. So we do something like that instead. So essentially all we're doing is fiddling with it now to make sure. There we go. There we go. Yeah, fiddling with it just to make sure that it's doing what I want it to do. We need to look at things like details and all sorts of little things that make a difference to how a live pianist would interpret it. Okay, let's just listen through to it as we've got it at the moment. Then we'll start having a look at things. Things like dynamics, things like articulations, all those sort of things, extra things that just add to what the notes are saying. As I say, it's nice and different to the previous one, which is what we need. I do like this section, actually, because it just holds back the resolution of it. It just goes all over the place, rather than to the chord you want it to go to. So it finally arrives. But what do you think, everyone? I'm quite content with this. It's ended up being not at all what I was envisaging, but at the same time, it's got a certain quality to it that I'm quite happy with. In a funny way, it's very me. Yeah, in a weird sort of way, it's very me. It's very the sort of thing I would write. Okay, so what we do is we first of all select the whole thing. Actually, first of all, before we do anything else, we save the document. Yes, save it, please. Save it, please. Taking its time to save. There we go. Right. So now we know we're not going to lose it. What we do is select the whole thing, go into layout, click the optimize button, which does virtually nothing at the moment, but just to make sure that it's spaced properly. Okay, so we start piano, which is what we want to do, I think. At that point there, that's where the main that chord comes back, where it actually hits the tonic chord. That's where we get a chord of G major. After all this bit where we haven't got it at all, that's where it arrives. So we'll hit that and then come back down to, say, piano. This is what makes it more tricky to play, because you're constantly shifting the harmony, not the harmony, the volume, and bring it back up to mezzo forte, so it's not as loud as where it first hits that G major chord. And then we sit there in mezzo forte, yes. And then from here as well, we'll start very long crescendo, go to forte there, and then a diminuendo all the way down to the end, which will end really, really quietly, I think, and we'll even put a fermata on it, just to make sure it just sits there. And at the same time, we'll add a pedal marking, there we go. That's unfortunate because it does that. Put it on the wrong bar for the moment. And move it around a different way. There we go. Okay. I actually think that's about all we need in terms of dynamics. What we'll also have, though, through here, so from that note, yes, there, a very long crescendo through that. So let's just see what that does. Then we'll think about articulation, if this is what I actually want this to be. I don't want any of this to be particularly distinct. I want it all to just blend. Which actually I don't think the playback is going to be able to do. It's also very low down on the instrument, which makes it very difficult to hear things that are supposed to be distinct. The whole thing should just blend together. We need extra note there. That note needs to be longer. There needs to be more notes there. It's breaking up this rhythm. It's a long, slow build up to forte, which it doesn't play very well, actually. Then it's a bit more forceful. I'll actually go back and check the full chords in the first half and actually get rid of them. Make more sense there, but back there I don't think they're necessary. It's still building. And the whole thing just suddenly dies away. Yes. Yes. That's what we want. Now, these full chords here, let's get rid of them. Let's lose the bottom note. Not that one. Okay, now if we make those some of that on it, and then do that. Now what these are doing, that just means that you play all of that, everything that's under that line. There's one there as well. Everything under that line you play in a smooth way. So, in other words, this isn't the right notes, but you get this sort of thing. So that, if I actually put them in. So they're on every bar at the moment. Let's just put them in on every bar. So if I then play that. So everything that's joined together by that you sort of join all the notes together. When you get a gap between them where that line ends and that one begins, they're on different notes. So that one you play slightly shorter than the one before it, or indeed the one after it. So you just get that little bit of separation. Technique called legato playing. Legato being the Italian for smooth. That needs to be like that. That needs to be that because of the tie there. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. We'll make them match where there is a difference. So all I'm doing is just going through, adding little instructions, little markings that will mean something to anybody playing it. That's going to be tricky to play, actually, because... Oh, no, I've deleted it. Don't delete it. Don't delete it. Wrong button. Now, the longer note there will have, with that little tenuto accent on, so that one can have it as well. Because that one is actually the same length as that. It's just across the bar line, so you can't actually put it all in. This is where we need the change of note, isn't it? This is where we need more notes. Like so. And that one will be that. No, not those. Let's do this bit slightly differently. Yeah, like that. And we take that one off. That's it. But there, that's a longer note. Those are fine. These thirds can be slurred together. So that one up to there. All this building up to that note there, which will accent. Yes, just like that. That'll be fine. Now, what we'll do is we'll slur most of the left hand together, I think, through here, and actually get rid of all these accents that I've just added in. Because it's better to... I think it's actually going to be better to have them slurred over an entire bar than individually like that. So let's get, if we can select it, let's get rid of them. Actually come through and do it on everything through here as well. I don't play anything. Like that. That one makes sense because of what's happening in the other hand. So those are fine. Those are fine. Those are fine. But then from here, we want to slur everything. Apart from this, which needs to have those. Put a little bit of accent on the start of each of those notes. Doesn't need to be much, just enough to give it a bit of kick. That B flat I'm leaving in place, even though it looks wrong. Simply because it has an effect that, again, blurs everything, makes it less distinct. So these can all just be slurred together. If I can actually select the bar first. So we do all this. In everything, just make everything sit. Do that there. No, we'll slur. We will slur. These are the ones that need to be set a bit more. Now, I'm not too sure about the ending there because what we've got is basically 4 notes and 4 notes. This one's only holding it. Not got the same number of notes. So what we'll do is actually change that to be that. That's better. That's better. Let's move that in just a little bit, just so it doesn't catch it. basically where we have the, apologies for the noise, the longer notes, we'll put that tenuto accent on them. So there as well, and there, and all through here. And that's fine. Okay. Okay. We get something moving. Let's again slow it together. Actually, those ones can be like that, which means you can lose that slur and put those in instead. Again there. Just those two. Okay. Okay. That's done a lot of detailing. Let's just see what we get. We need one of those at the beginning note as well. Let's see what that does in terms of how it sounds. Again, what I'm aiming for is just to blur it together a bit without just putting the pedal down. I love the fact we don't hit the G major chord properly all the way through this. It just gives it an awful lot of anticipation. Oh, I have to do something about that crescendo. It's a little bit lacking. Actually, we've missed a bit here completely. Missed that bit entirely. Didn't put anything into that. Is what it needs. Let's just start it on that again. There we go. Need to do that one as well. That's bar 47. Yes. So bar 47. Need to put a little tenuto accent on that. What I'm also going to do is slow down through that, tell it to actually slow down. Whether to actually play that back, I'm not sure, because the MIDI file might not be right. That's better. That's better. Just have it slowing down, and actually I need to make sure that actually cuts out, because we've got a pedal marking on it. And the pedal marking will continue to apply unless we actually let that hold. Right. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. That's not bad. Not bad. what we'll do, I think, is just go, excuse me, go right back to the beginning, listen to all 5 that we've got so far, and just see how they flow from one thing into another. So go right back to the beginning. So we start with number 1 in C major. All the others are all right. I'm happy with them. It's just how they go from one into the next that I'm looking at here. She's getting lost there a little bit, but when it's played live, that'll be fine. Trying to keep the where we are in the score above the keyboard. Actually, well, let's get rid of the keyboard for the moment while we're doing this. Trying to find it. But yeah, by all means, if you've got comments, by all means, give them. If you've got questions, I'll certainly try and answer them. That's the first one in C major. We then go to F sharp minor. Okay, moving to number 3 in F major, which is rather jazzy. A bit more of a jazz inflection to it. Once these are complete, I will actually learn them and we'll actually attempt to play them on the piano stream. So, it's probably a dangerous thing to say I'm going to do, but we'll do it anyway. This turned out really well. I don't normally write in this sort of blues, jazz style, but this I'm really proud of. It's really turned out quite well. Do you need to put some instruction in that, because that looks as if it's all supposed to be played with one hand, and it's not possible. So we need to go back and have a look at that. Do that in a minute. Then after that, we go into what we did on Saturday. Number 4 in B minor. User's minor key has to be depressing. It's a stupidly straightforward tune. Nothing happens to it at all. Nothing is done with it. It's just a nice little tune. Which then repeat. Just an awful lot of notes. That's the only problem with this. Might be quite tricky to play. Then we go into what we've done today, which is number 5 in G. Actually, I think coming after that, that works quite well. After that one, that last one being quite energetic, this has got quite a bit of a much more gentle feel to it. Yeah. I like how they're flowing together, actually. I'll go from one into the next at the moment. I haven't got to rearrange the order, which is helpful. Or worse, rewrite one of the two of them. I noticed they're all on 2-page spreads at the moment, which means the page turns aren't going to be a problem either. So there will eventually be 24 of these, one in every single possible key. Which is a standard sort of thing you do with Preludes. All sorts of people have done that over the years. Here we go. That's alright, isn't it? I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy with that. And we've got 5 written and we're 9.5 minutes in. Brief. 9.5 minutes to do the first 5, and as I say, there will eventually be 24. We're nearly a quarter of the way through. One more, and we will be there. But that one will be written on Saturday. Let's save that. Make sure that it's all sorted. There is one thing we need to go back and do, wasn't there? Back in this one, we need to add a couple of brackets. Do I not have the bracket I need anymore? Doesn't look like it. There is a way of doing it, and I can't remember how you do it. Lines, that button. No, that just gives you that again. What we want is... Basically what we want is that, but without the top bit on it. So I'll need to do that. I'm going to have to do that off stream. It's going to take forever to set up, so I'm not going to bother doing it now. You'll just get completely lost by it. But yeah, I think today's at least that's come through quite well. I'm quite happy with that. So that'll be it for tonight, I think. I'll be back on Friday for some more Secret World. That's the gaming stream. And then Saturday afternoon we'll be back to this. Every stream I do is scheduled on Twitch as an event, and it will appear in the schedule panel below. The new extensions have an extension. They do extensions have an extension. No, they don't. The new extensions have a schedule panel, which anything you've got set as an event will appear in. Which is very, very useful. So if you want to have a look and see what I've got planned, you can have a look at that. You can also look at the events page itself, of course. But I'll be back on Friday, as I say, to play some Secret World, and then Saturday afternoon to do some more of this composition, and then we'll be back into playing the piano next Tuesday. Shall we see if we can go and host? Let's have a look. Let's see what we've got going on. Oh, Darthman is now auto-hosting me for up to 3 viewers. I'm just about to stop, but never mind. Much appreciated, Darthman. Let's have a look. No, I didn't want that page. Where is the page I want? Where the hell is the page I want? That one. That one. Let's go there. And just have a look and see what we've got going on. Let's have a think. Have a look. Let's just have a look at this one, at this person, see what they're doing. Oh, why not? Let's go and have a look at some drawing, shall we? So if we go and if you're going to come along with me, if you're able to come along, by all means do so. I'll be back on Friday, same time, playing some Secret World. Until then, I shall see you.